Hey y'all, welcome back to the I Reckon That's the Truth podcast. I'm your host, Kate.
And I'm your co-host, Maggie. And today you're going to join us as we seek the truth in a My Truth world.
Before we get into it, please be sure to subscribe to our podcast wherever you're listening. And you can also watch us on YouTube for additional entertainment. I highly recommend. My dog is actually sitting very cutesy in Maggie's lap right now. She's giving her like snuggles. But we have a really, really fun guest on today. Do you want to tell them about Teri?
Oh, well, I'll let Teri tell us about her in a minute.
Okay.
But yes, we have on Teri today. So everybody say hi to Teri.
She's a great human.
Yes.
Bestie.
I would say bestie.
Bestie, for sure.
For sure. All right. So before we get into it, we have a very important question to ask you.
Okay.
How do you feel about pineapple on pizza?
I think it's good.
Oh, yeah?
So I do think it's good.
Yeah, that's the correct answer.
Okay, so I have a question for you two.
Oh,
boy.
How do you feel about ranch on pizza?
No.
Yes.
It has to be with like the right toppings.
No, I've tried it.
Understand.
I think it's a Tennessee thing.
I love it.
I didn't know it was a thing. You know, when I came here, I was trying schools. I went to Belmont to like just try it. And there was this girl there that was like, oh my gosh, yeah, do you want some ranch? Because we were having pizza for lunch. And I was like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
And so I tried it for the first time and I was like, this is disgusting. How do you people eat? I think it's a Tennessee thing.
Okay, so
Maybe.
I agree with you, Maggie. If it's like the traditional toppings like pepperoni, cheese, like tomatoes, onions, or like a supreme pizza, that's when the ranch goes on it. But if you get what I call a specialty pizza with like pineapple, chicken, it doesn't belong.
I don't know that I'd want
Yeah.
pineapple and ranch together. That's kind of
No,
gross.
I wouldn't do that either. But I do like pineapple.
Pineapple is really good. I can't believe the ranch. Ugh. Y'all
I love it. I love it.
That's crazy. I mean, I guess to each their own.
But ranch is good on everything.
No.
I have dipped. Okay, hear me. I have dipped Cheez-Its in ranch and tried it, and it's okay. I mean, I wouldn't choose to eat it, but I've done it.
You sound like my brother. When we were younger, he was so obsessed with ranch that I literally made him a shirt and painted ranch on it. Like the letters ranch,
crazy.
spelled ranch with like that looked like ranch.
See, like me personally,
He's a
if there's an
weirdo.
option between ranch and blue cheese, I'm taking the blue cheese route.
Oh, that's gross. No, thank you.
That must be a Georgia thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Although I don't know, David loves blue cheese.
Okay, well, you guys, if you hear anything upstairs, it's her sweet kid that my fiance is watching right now. So,
Yeah, he's almost 3, and he's all boy.
Yes.
just FYI.
Yeah, and he's really into like wrestling moves and
Yes.
rolling cars up the walls and just being loud in general.
Yeah.
He's so sweet.
He is a sweetheart.
He's such a sweetheart.
I love him.
So, Teri, why don't you just start off by sharing a little bit about yourself? Because, you know, obviously we're strangers to the camera. So,
Right.
yeah.
Well, my name's Teri. I am a stay-at-home mom, so it's really hard to like talk about myself. My life is all about my almost 3-year-old Beau right now, and I try to couple that with being, what do you say, a chef, a home planner, a laundry person, a cleaning lady, all the above.
Yeah.
So that's what I spend most of my time doing. But in context of our podcast, I've been attending New Vision now for about 9 years, I think.
It's been a while, I think.
It's been a long time.
Yeah.
I love our church. A little bit about like my testimony as far as why I think that community is important is after I had Beau, I got into a really anxiety-prone, depressive state. And I don't know, just something in me was like, I need to get back to church. I quit going because, you know, babies, you don't want them to get sick. And then there was an added aspect of I hadn't been there in so long because of COVID. I hadn't been there in so long. Like, who's in the back? Who's going to be taking care of him? Can I trust them? I don't know. I was just full of anxiety. I made the phone call actually to the Next Steps text message. So I text and I was like, hey, can someone just reach out to me? I have some questions about childcare and going back to church on Sundays. And Ashley reached out to me. And we just had some very, very genuine conversations. And she was just so reassuring. And she was like, please come try it out, see what you think. And I haven't pretty much missed a Sunday since, unless I'm out of town somewhere.
And that's so sweet too, because I low-key kind of started talking to you because I watch your kid. Because I was one of the child care providers. Isn't that funny?
That is how we met.
Yeah, that's literally how we met.
Totally didn't think about that. I forgot.
A little step of faith.
Yeah.
You guys, she is so adequate to talk about this. As much as she doesn't think she is, because I was going through a hard time and she just like texted me and was like, hey, like, I don't really know how you worded it, but you're like, you're on my mind, like list of like prayer people to pray for today or something like that. Like, how do you go through that? What do you have like a strategy that you use or something that you like?
It's funny that you say that.
Yeah.
Because if I hear something like in passing, the minute that I get a second, I'm going to write it down. I have like a little prayer journal. And then just like every morning before I do my Bible study, like I'll open it up and I'll see like, who did I write down for that day or the day before? Or maybe I remembered it a couple days ago. And then I'll like go back and read it and I highlight the ones that I've seen the Lord answer, or
that's really cool.
Something that I need to follow back up on. Like I have color codes for all that. I'm very OCD. If you haven't,
we know you're very type A.
Very type A. It can be a downfall at times. It can be like debilitating sometimes because I'm like, okay, I'm not the one that has to like touch the door like 5 times before I leave.
Yeah, that's
But
me.
I'm like, okay, are my pillows where they need to be? Are the dishes in the sink? Like the downside to that though sometimes is if I'm in, because like I do Bible studies on the YouVersion app.
Yeah, YouVersion.
And sometimes I can just be like, oh, I'm checking a box.
Yeah.
So I have to like, wait, let me go back and redo that again. Let me make sure I'm getting what I need to get out of this. So,
I understand that. When I did one with you, I was like that too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I had to redo it because I was like, it is so easy for things to just, you wake up, you feel like you're checking off a box and that be that.
Actually, on that topic, like I feel like community and church can kind of be like that too.
It can
So,
be.
you know, we go to church every Sunday, especially those of us who grew up in church. Like it's just a habit. It feels weird if we don't go. But like, what are we actually getting out of it? And I don't know, but like, has that ever been an issue for you? Have you ever felt like that's just checking off a box or going to small group or whatever it is?
Yeah, it can be. I know like one question, and I can't remember who said it, but it was proposed as, are you the same person in front of your church people as you are when you get home? Or can you be the same person that you claim to God to be when you start your workday on Monday, or whatever that might look like for you?
Right.
And so I have to like really check myself, especially having a very
Young boy.
young boy.
Yes.
Because not only do I want to be a good example for him, but like I experience mom anger a lot. And mom rage. And so I'm just like, this is not the mama that I want him to be, to see me to be. Like, what did we talk about yesterday? How can I put this into play today?
That's really good.
And so I have to like reel it in
Yeah.
and not be so just caught up in the mundane and not truly experiencing the community and what it's there for, going every Sunday.
Right. Well, like, I don't know. I guess this is kind of on the topic, but like our church has 2 campuses, right? Have you tried the bigger campus before?
One time.
So like, have you ever been like in a big campus setting and like been able to have a church community there? Because I have, no.
I have.
You have?
Yeah. We were New Vision wasn't quite as big as it is now, but we were there. We've been there since my whole life. We moved to Buchanan when it started, so I was like in 6th grade.
Yeah.
But like up until that point, we'd been in a really big church, and it just kept expanding. And they have always done a really good job about pushing small groups and having small groups even in the youth, because that's what I was in.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think there's definitely a way to do it, but I would say I probably prefer the smaller setting, especially as an adult, or like when I was in upper high school, just because I felt like I could connect with other people more, you know?
Yeah.
Just different.
I think we're lucky in that sense to be able to have the option to go between the two. But like, do you have advice for people who go to a big church, or maybe that's all that's around them? And like,
I would
to get
say,
involved?
I guess my only advice for that is, you know, look at your church, and if you feel like they're doing a good job about encouraging small groups or smaller groups, like that's really where you're going to find support, and that's where you're going to find, you know, the purpose of community, which is to help you and walk alongside you and carry your burdens with you. So, you know, if there's a church that's not doing that and they're just, you know, they have big service and that's like it, then that's kind of a problem. You might need to look for a different one. But, you know, you're not really going to get a whole lot out of going to a big church unless you actually get plugged in and go to like join a small group or at least make some friends. And, you know, there's plenty of people I know who don't, it's hard for them to find a small group, and it gets very discouraging if you try a few. I know that was me when I was like in early college. I didn't have a lot of friends in high school, and at Buchanan it was so small back then that there were no other seniors my senior year. So I like stopped going to youth group because it was just weird, and I didn't really like it anymore. And so like for 2 years I really didn't have people. And
that's hard.
Yeah, I started going to a small group. That's very not me. I'm very introverted, was very much more introverted back then, and was like, you know what, I'm gonna go to this random person's house and meet all these random people and be very uncomfortable, but we're just gonna try it because I need friends. And we never really like clicked that well, but I at least got something out of it and learned how to meet people and learned that I was capable of that. And it was discouraging because I felt like that's just what I kept doing, was trying to find people. And funny enough, like the study we did was literally called Find Your People.
That
like,
is hilarious.
Yeah, so it
God
was
really tried to get you on board.
But then after that, like I met Kate and Mackenzie and like all of their friends, and
that was fun.
I've found that for me, I do a lot better with like one-on-one community. I can handle a small group, but I generally like to just be one-on-one with people, or do like a one-on-one Bible study, or you know, just have those relationships and then serve with those people, if that makes sense. So like my community is more one or two really close friends, and then serving other people and kids. Especially.
I think realistically too, like if you go to a big church, you can't necessarily expect for somebody to like that works for the church, like what are those people called, like the greeters and stuff. You can't really expect them to find every single new person, especially like if you've gone a couple times, hopefully somebody's gotten you, but like if they haven't, I would just encourage you to talk to people.
You can't just walk into a church and expect to like fall into somebody's group. You've got to put some effort in.
You do. But if you are the person that's going to a bigger church, or maybe it's a smaller church and like there's still that one person there that is like being left out or whatever, like go talk to people.
Go talk to them. Yes.
What's the point of going to church if you're just going to sit in the corner?
They may just, I say that sometimes.
We're so bad about it too in the South. Like the back row Baptist is a for real thing. I'm guilty of it for sure.
And that's okay, because some people just want to get in. And some days I'm like that too. Like we've woke up early that morning. We need to go to bed early. We need to hurry up and do lunch and nap time. And so I can be very bad about that too.
Like a timeline, like you have it in your head.
And if not, then meltdown mania is going to happen.
That's fun. That's when it's like better to have that small group, or just at least a group of people that are there for you when you need them. Because, you know, you can't expect every single Sunday morning to be, I don't know,
great and in your 100% best self. I mean, that Bible verse, you know, carry one another's burdens. That one just hit so home to me, because we all can't be great 100% of the time. And if I'm not great, then I have, you know, my ladies who will help me and encourage me and lift me up. And then when they're down, I can encourage them and lift them up. Because hopefully we're not all down at the same time.
Hopefully God would, you know, orchestrate that. And I think he has so far. I mean, Teri has been that person for me. So we can actually read that Bible verse. I think I have it written down.
Which one is it? That's the question.
It might be Galatians.
Yeah, 6:1-2.
So this one says, brothers and sisters, even if a person is caught in any wrongdoing, you who are spiritual are to restore such a person in a spirit of gentleness, each one looking into yourself so that you are not tempted as well. Bear one another's burdens and thereby fulfill the law of Christ. I feel like woven throughout Scripture, like from beginning to the end, is community. Not just big groups, but small groups, like you said, too. Like one-on-one. You can have community in singleness or in married. You can have community between men, women, co-ed. But like in the beginning, you know, God said, let's make man in our image. Well, there was community. And then like in the very end, we're all going to be called up together and have one big feast with God. Jesus. So Proverbs 27:17, as iron sharpens iron, so one person sharpens another. So that in and of itself, like if you don't have people around you, you can't sharpen one another. And another little side story that I've been debating, should I or should I not share? I won't go into like full detail, but a family member bought my little boy a gift that was considered for little girls only, and I didn't see anything wrong with it. So I let him play with it, but my husband was not happy about it. And it was just one of those things, like, I'm like, oh, you know, it's okay. Like, we don't need to make a big deal about it. But in through community, sending out those text messages, hey, here's what happened. I'm not asking you to pick a side, but let me know, what is your honest opinion about this? Like, I need some guidance here. Of course, I got half and half reviews, but it allowed me to make the best decision for my family. It allowed me to walk, in my opinion, step with the Lord, with his people.
Yeah.
And I got to kind of see, like, because I text not only people who are my age, I text some that were older, some that have already got kids, grandkids.
Right.
And some that don't even have kids at all. Because I wanted to see, like, okay, what's difference of opinions? And of course I got mixed, but it ultimately helped me, in my opinion, to serve God and serve my husband
Yeah.
in a good manner.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really cool. I think Maggie's kind of had a similar experience right now, being in a small group with Susan.
Oh, well, yeah, just like generational
Yeah.
thing for sure is very helpful to have different age groups around. Sometimes it can be challenging, but usually that's more of like human error and people not being very godly to each other.
Yeah.
But most of the time, at least with the people I've been with, it's been really, really great. And especially when they're very welcoming and open to you, it's great.
Yes.
But I was going to say that's really good because I feel like I'm very much a people pleaser. I don't know about y'all.
No.
But Kate is not. And
I'm a
admire
recovering people pleaser.
yeah, we'll go with that. Recovering people pleaser. I'm a little bit more kind of do whatever I think is right now, but not when I was younger, definitely not. But like there's been times when I've been in situations like that where I want to ask somebody advice, but like I take that as law and like I can't change that or go away from that. So I just want to like make a note here of like, you know, if you do ask people for that, I think that's a really good way to go about it, is to take in different people's opinions, feedback, and then compare that against scripture and then pray about it and see what God's convicting you of. You know, you can't just go off of what everybody's telling you in your small group, in your family,
Right.
whatever. Like ultimately it's between you and God. But he does give us those people and he uses those people to speak
He does.
what his message is to you. So I think that's really cool.
He does.
That's so true. So I think this is pretty widely experienced, but I'm just curious, have you experienced any kind of church hurt due to probably you just like with COVID and everything? Like I know you were out of the church like world for a little bit, but have you ever experienced any kind of church hurt that kind of kept you away from church, and how did you recover from that?
You know, that's a really good question.
Yeah.
Growing up, I was a holiday Christian.
Oh.
I did not attend church regularly. I didn't start attending church until I was probably 19 or 20 years old. And when I did, it was very sporadic. Definitely was not in any kind of community. Wasn't looking to stick roots down anywhere. I would just go just because I wanted to go on a whim, and then wouldn't go again for, I don't know, 4 months, 5 months, a year, whatever it was.
Right.
Until I actually met my husband. And he and his family went, and that was just kind of what we did on Sunday mornings. We would go to church, and then we would go out to eat with his mom and dad. When we got married, we did the same thing.
Yeah.
And then we ended up moving to New Vision for my nephew's baby dedication. And he's 10 now. So since getting back into church as an adult and actually following Christ myself, I have not had church hurt. But what I will say is, prior to being baptized, when I was growing up, I experienced what I'm going to quote unquote, church hurt, but it wasn't really church hurt. I just viewed it as church hurt.
Yeah.
My perspective was off because I was so young. I didn't know any better. I had a rebellious heart. I wanted to chase the boys. I wanted to party. I wanted to do all the things your mom and dad don't want you to do. But I had those church people in my life,
Right.
just through family, that were holding their thumb down on me. And they were
Right.
like, for example, when I would wear jeans with holes in them. One, I'm just going to call him Grandpa. One grandpa in particular would say, your jeans are holier than Sunday or something like that. I don't know. And I would always make me so mad because I didn't understand where he was coming from. He would just make those comments, you know.
Yeah.
I was in a private school, Christian private school. And that is where I viewed all churches
Yeah.
through my experience there.
Yeah.
I went in elementary school, then I went to public school for a little bit, and then I went back to private school for my high school years. And so that should have been a really important time when someone should have had their thumb on me, and I was rebelling the whole way. And so that was my church hurt because of them trying to keep their thumb on me, and all I wanted to do was rebel. I viewed all churches like that.
Yeah.
They wouldn't let me do what I wanted to do, when I wanted to do it, how I wanted to do it.
Yeah.
And so I just thought, oh, you guys are hypocrites. You're doing the same thing. But I hadn't even graduated high school yet. So
You know, and church people very well could be doing the same thing. It's just like a sin that they're trying to repent for. Because just because, you know, you struggle with a sin doesn't mean you're not like struggling with the sin. Like
Yeah. It
you're
doesn't
still
mean you're not saved.
Yeah, it doesn't mean, it definitely doesn't mean you're
Yeah.
not saved, but like, yeah, no, I really like that. And I think that anybody that goes in thinking, okay, what am I going to hate about this? You're going to come out with things you're going to hate about it. And that's just like life.
yeah, if you want to change something about your house, you're going to start seeing.
Yeah.
That's so true.
It's what you're
That's
setting
very
your
true.
mind on, really. Like if you
Yeah.
already say you're going to have a bad time, you're going to
You're
have a
going
bad
to
time.
have a bad time.
Yeah.
And you're not going to find the community. Like I do know a couple of people that have tried a bunch of churches, a bunch of different churches, and they're looking for the perfect thing. I mean, I understand that.
Church is not perfect,
It's
though.
not.
Yeah.
It's full of imperfect people coming together to look at the perfect one.
Yeah.
You know what y'all should be looking for when you're looking for a church? What you can give the church. Not what
Yeah.
they can give you. Now, that's important too. Like
Yes.
your community. But
You were part of that community.
I mean, it's just so, I don't know, that feels really self-centered to like go into a church and be like, okay,
What can I get?
what am I going to get from these people?
Yeah.
It's
know?
kind of like when you read the Bible, like we westernize it so much that we look at it like, okay, what am I getting out of this today?
But where am I in the story?
Where am I in this
Yeah.
story? But really it's, okay, what did I learn about God? What did I learn about God's character? And where is God in this story?
Yeah. Yeah. It's not like,
It's so
you know,
westernized now.
it is. It's not like when you go in church, you need to be looking for that experience every Sunday in worship or,
Yeah.
you know, whatever it is. It's like, am I being fed here? Am I surrounded by people who are trying to please the Lord like I am? Am I able to give back in that way? Am I able to serve in that way?
Can I feed those around me too?
Yeah. It's such a give and take. And when you
Yeah.
go in looking just for everybody to please you, you're never going to find that.
Right.
Good luck with that one.
I just think of it like being married. Like
Yeah.
you, when he gives, it's not a 50-50.
Yeah.
When he can only give 30, well, then I got to give
The
70.
Yeah.
When I can only give 10, he's got to give me that 90. Like it is a give and take. And when he's down, I need to be up. I need to be, and you got to do that for your church too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to.
That's
Yeah.
so true.
Matthew 18,
15 through 20.
15 through 20. So the headline is Discipline and Prayer. Now, if your brother sins, go and show him his fault in private. If he listens to you, you have gained your brother. But if he does not listen to you, take one or two more with you, so that on the testimony of 2 or 3 witnesses, every matter may be confirmed. And if he refuses to listen to them, tell it to the church. And if he refuses to listen even to the church, he is to be to you as a Gentile and a tax collector. Truly I say to you, whatever you bind on earth shall have been bound in heaven, and whatever you loose on earth shall have been loosed in heaven. Again, I say to you that if 2 of you agree on earth about anything that they may ask, it shall be done for them by my Father who is in heaven. Where 2 or 3 have gathered together in my name, I am there in their midst.
That's a good passage about like how to have good community in the church. It like literally gives you step-by-step instructions. If you have a problem, this is what you do. Like, he did not give any guesswork. But I think that very end where it talks about, was it like where two people ask for something, it will be given to them?
Yeah.
Right at the beginning of filming this episode, and every time we film, y'all know this, something goes wrong. Our equipment breaks. It just doesn't want to work. Everything just wants to break, and it's always the devil. It's always the devil.
Every time.
So today, our audio wasn't wanting to work, and so Kate and I were just standing there, and I was praying over it, and I know Kate was too.
I was crying.
And just literally like asking the Lord for it, and I mean, she got on the phone with Spencer, like they figured it out.
We figured it out.
And like that's what that verse makes me think of, is for three of us honestly, we're asking for the Lord to do that, and he did. And I think that's so cool, like when we're asking the Lord for something that's aligning with his will, that he promises to do it for us. That's really cool.
Yeah.
It's so true, because he was even leading a church camp right now. It's like, why did he answer his phone? I don't know. It was God.
Spencer is the best.
Yeah. Spencer's
Y'all
a 10 out of 10.
Y'all already know.
I think Maggie and I have kind of talked about this some, but we tell each other basically everything. Like if one of us is struggling with something, we just like can't help but tell the other person. And I think sometimes if we're struggling with the same thing, at least I've struggled with this, I almost am like, it makes it feel okay. You know? And like it's okay to struggle, but it's not okay to continue to just be okay with the struggle, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because I feel like it's almost sometimes maybe been like, oh, well, like, okay, well, if we're both, you know, like struggling with this, then like,
Yeah. And that's when we've had to like turn outside to other people, other mentors in our life.
Right.
And then that's cool because we can bring it back to each other.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. God really just knows how community works. He knows how it's going to be. He walked this earth. He knows. Yeah. He just knows. I mean, it's the reason why he didn't have one disciple. Like, hello.
He even said in the beginning, it's not good for man to be alone.
No.
Poor Adam.
I know.
He didn't last very long.
Didn't last long. But also in the midst of community, like you just said, like you're not alone. You're not meant to do life alone. You can be open and vulnerable with, you know, those select few that you have. And they just help you walk alongside how hard everyday life is. And I think of it like from a mom's perspective, like especially being a stay-at-home mom, like I get up, I cook the meals, I clean up the messes, I clean up the house, I tend to the tantrums, I tend to the boo-boos, I tend to try to tend to myself. But it's like every single day of doing that, it's like, okay, my hormones are fluctuating. I'm human too. I have needs too. And so like when my mom and my grandmom come over once a week, I'm like, thank you, dude. Like, thank you for just helping me with him to take some of this load off. And even if it is running to get coffee with you for an hour or running to pay the water bill without someone screaming in the back that I've rolled the window down, like it's hot. Just being there for one another, like, and being in church, like hugging your neck on Sundays, like doing life together. How other ways, since Jesus is not come back for us right now, how many other ways can we experience Jesus's like physical hands and feet here? It's through others.
Yeah. And it can be so mundane, like you're saying, like just little things, just being human, you know, together. It doesn't have to be having Bible study every time.
No,
you know? It's just doing life together. Yeah, that's good. And there's so many other verses in the Bible that talk about community and like, you know, what it should look like or why we should have it. And it will explain why the church, capital C church, pushes community so hard. So I will make sure to put those up. If you're watching on YouTube, you can find all those on the screen now, or if you're listening, you can go back down to our show notes and they'll be there. So y'all definitely can go look into that more. But one thing that I've learned definitely about community is just that isolation, which is obviously the opposite of community, is the enemy's favorite weapon. Like Kate was saying, when the two of us struggle with something, you know, it's two of us, so it's not complete isolation, but at the same time, if we're both struggling with it and we both are just the two of us and we're not going to outside help, like the enemy loves that too.
One other thing, it's not that what a Christian community should look like. It's just something that we all could practice more, is watching for opportunities to jump into where God's already at work.
Yeah.
A lady from church, this was like a year ago. One Sunday I was there by myself, and I had noticed it was on an Explore Sunday. So that's where all new people can come in and see about everything, right? I'd noticed that I'd never seen her before. And then I saw sticking out of her Bible was the Explore page.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, oh, I should just say hello to her. Well, then as we stood to sing, I saw that she had Marilyn's name, Wednesday AM small group. And I was like, oh, I should tell her that I'm in that small group, that she can sit by me if she doesn't know anybody. Well, then we started singing, and then the singing stopped, and then the preaching started, and I was like, there's never a good time to really talk because I don't want to interrupt her.
Yeah.
And then I'm sitting here thinking, I'm just not going to talk to her. I have no idea what the preacher said that day because I'm having an internal war going. I'm like, do I talk to this woman? Do I not? Is she going to think I'm weird because I was looking at her Bible, like saw what she had wrote down? But then I was like, no, I'm just not going to do it. And I had made up my mind that I was not going to do it. And then Pastor Ben, he had said something so convicting, and I was just like, okay, I have to talk to her. So I tapped her shoulder, and she didn't respond. And I was like, oh no, this was the wrong thing. I should not have touched her. But then I touched her again, and she turned around, and y'all, it was just the sweetest moment ever. She was like, I was really confused. Should I go to Wednesday morning or Wednesday night? I wasn't sure which one was best. Now I know. And I got to introduce her to Pastor Ben. And he just took it from there.
Yeah.
So if you have just this feeling, jump on it.
Mm-hmm.
That
100%.
would be what I say. Because you never know how much that is a God thing. It could be God completely orchestrating what that other person needs through you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, there was even that story with that woman. You guys met her at a park, right? Were you with Laura?
I was with Laura.
Right. So,
And we were just talking about church, small group.
Yeah.
And she overheard us. And
I know the story.
Yeah. And I was like, she was like, well, where do you guys go? I'd love to go. And we're like, yeah, let me tell you. It's right here. It's Wednesdays. Come.
And then she went, and then I did childcare, and then I started talking to her, and then I was like, you should come to a normal service.
Yeah.
And
now she comes.
she comes.
And that other lady that I met a year ago, she still comes, and we're still in small group together on Wednesday mornings. So
Yeah.
I love it.
That's exactly how you build community right there.
100%. You just have to be willing.
Zone.
Yeah. You have to step out.
Yeah.
Maybe get out of your comfort zone if you're shy.
It also doesn't mean though,
Yeah.
y'all know Kate and I are very different people.
Yes.
Kate is the person who will go up to every single person and hand out our business card for the podcast. And I'm in the corner hey.
Guys, she didn't tell her entire small group about the fact that she had a Christian podcast until I showed up and mentioned it.
I know. I don't know. It's Kate's entire personality. But I'm just oh yeah, I forgot. No, it's just we're very different. And I've learned a lot from Kate, and I want to be more like her in that way. But at the same time, Kate's more of a big group of people type of person. I'm very one-on-one.
Yeah.
So it's just that's good. We're all different. So your way of building community might be a little different, but it's always going to push you out of your comfort zone.
It's
every
true.
single time.
Yeah. That's true. God does his best work when you're out of his comfort zone because you're relying on him the most.
Amen.
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 We can all have testimonies to that, I think.
For sure. So thank you so much for being on, Teri. We're going to wrap up now, but we really appreciate you joining us and stepping out of your comfort zone to be on here and talk about community.
Yeah, definitely stepping out of my comfort zone because I know nothing grows there.
Yes, absolutely.
It's true.
Yes. And speaking of growing, I'm going to challenge you guys as you're watching the end of this to find some way to grow your community this week, whether that's reaching out to somebody or you reaching out yourself to get community. Remember that isolation is the enemy's greatest weapon, and he really doesn't want me to say that right now because he keeps making the camera break every time I try to, but he really loves it when you are isolated. That's when he gets to you the most because God can't grow you if you're not if you're not around people. So get around some people this week, grow community, look out for those opportunities, and we will see you guys next time.
Bye.